Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm in the office. You know what that means, the Saturday morning hustle. And yes, even on a New Year's Day, we're putting that work in. It's the first Saturday, the first day of 2022, which is nothing but an opportunity for all of us to be super successful. So let's get on with the podcast. Here we go. Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm in the office. You know what that means. The Saturday Morning Hustle Podcast. Outworking the competition while they still sleep, even on a New Year's Day. That's what hustlers and grinders do. Welcome to 2022, the first day, the first Saturday of 2022. The future is here. The time is now. It's New Year's. It's time for setting resolutions for yourself. It's time for setting goals for your business. And then, of course, examine your entire process and get as motivated as possible to go after those goals that you set for yourself. But you might be thinking, the last 2 years have been rough. They've started awful. They have not been what is expected. Tons of challenges have been thrown our way, and almost all of them have been out of our control, on top of the challenges that we already face on a daily basis, whether we're running a business, trying to start a new business, side hustle, or just developing your career. But number one, we're all in this together. Number two, those challenges are where success comes from. I'm going to explain that very deeply on the podcast today, so appreciate you guys tuning in. So yes, the last 2 years haven't been as everyone would want them to be, but we're still moving forward with the challenges we're presented every day in every way. Challenges are everywhere, and they happen every day. But challenges are opportunity for success. Thus, success is everywhere and every day. Success is all around us because challenges are all around us. So how do we get from challenge to success? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to lay out for you how it goes from negative to positive. Then we'll go back and deeply examine each of these steps. So here we go. Challenges are opportunities for success. Change comes from your response to challenges. Step one. When you have a challenge in your life, in your business, something that is not allowing you to move forward the way you want, that is a challenge. That challenge requires you to change. Now, change is the opportunity. If you manage your change correctly, there is an opportunity to come out of the challenge, past the challenge, better than you went into the challenge. By learning through the process, by taking on the challenge, and by making the changes necessary to move forward. Whether it's COVID-19, competition, technology, whatever it is, whatever the challenge is, you have to make a change in order to meet that challenge. When you make changes, the management of that change process creates opportunity. Opportunity comes from change. Change comes from challenges. So now, if you've created opportunities for yourself, you have the potential to capitalize upon that opportunity. You can let an opportunity slip by, or you can capitalize on it. You can make it work for you. Capitalizing on opportunities is where success comes from. Success comes from the capitalization of opportunities. Opportunities are created by management of change. That change was spurred by the challenge. Follow? Now that you are creating success for yourself, you are growing yourself, your personal brand, your business potential by creating success that comes from the changes, that comes from the challenges. That growth is moving your career, your brand, your business in the right direction. When you're not growing, when you're not developing the way things need to be today, not the way the things needed to be in the past. When you're not doing those things, you're at the very least stuck, or the very worst, moving backwards or beginning to fail. So instead of failing or moving backwards, you need to be growing or moving forward. Growth comes from success. Success comes from opportunity. Opportunity comes from change. Change comes from challenges. Thus, challenges equal success and growth, movement in the right direction. Now, we'll break down each of these segments as specifically as possible so that you can fully grasp and make sure how to adapt it to your specific needs. So again, right back up to the top. We all face challenges every day, large and small. Global pandemic, competition, supply chain. You have employees who are doing well, employees who are not doing well. You have vendors, you have collaborators, you have your community, you have the market that you participate in as a business, as a brand. All of these factors have a potential to either work with you or work against you. The things that are working with you, the things that are beneficial to your business, to your brand, of course, you do more of, you embrace, you move in those directions. But there are always challenges, often more challenges than things that are beneficial to you. That's not just you, it's everyone. You get more no's than yeses. There's more resistance than there is flow in your direction. Again, not your problem, not your fault. It is what it is. Don't get discouraged by that. In fact, embrace the idea that those challenges, those setbacks, the things that slow you down, the things that attempt to stop you, as long as they don't stop you, they're not failures. They're just simply negative outcomes or unexpected outcomes. They are all teachable moments. They're all ways you can improve yourself or change for the better or move in a different, better direction and overcome the challenges. Now, the only way you can overcome challenges is by changing. If something is challenging to you, if it's holding your business back, if it's a roadblock, if it's something that's slowing you down or holding you back or completely stopping you, you can't expect to overcome that challenge by doing the same thing you've been doing. And when we talk about change does not have to be massive. I'm not talking about a pivot. I'm not talking about throwing away everything you've done and starting over. Change can be in your execution, in your delivery, in your explanation, in your process, in the partners that you work with, the way you do things, the way you receive potential opportunities, the way you do business. Any way that you do business can be changed for the better if there's a challenge in that area. And often you have challenges in multiple areas of business, thus the need to take on all these challenges. But it's not a epic 180, do something completely different. Occasionally it is. But for the most part, it's simply adjusting so you can adapt, adopt, and adjust. Adjustment are small changes. Changing the timing, changing the price, changing the delivery model. Adjustments come from, that's where adjustments are. Adaptation is adding to what you're already doing. So what you're doing now, if it's not complete enough, you can add to or create addition to. So you can adjust, you can add, and you can create new ways to do what you do based on what you have been doing before and the lessons you learn from the challenge. Because when the challenge itself, the thing that slowed you down, as you noticed it's slowing you down, there's some factor there that tells you, if this wasn't here, if this challenge wasn't a part of this, if this aspect was different, change, I could speed up, I could move faster, I could do more. Addressing that, making that specific change allows you to move forward. So challenge creates the potential for change. If you change in a way that overcomes the challenges, you now have a better way of doing business. That change is now created an opportunity for you to do better with your business. Whatever you're trying to achieve, you can potentially achieve it better because you made the changes necessary. So now challenges created change. Change is now in creating opportunities. But an opportunity in and of itself, being presented an opportunity, isn't enough. Simply seeing an opportunity, recognizing that, you have to grab it. You have to actualize it. You have to tactically execute upon it. You have to create conversion. The opportunity has to be converted into a transaction. That's how business works. That's how capitalizing on opportunity works. You see the opportunity, you understand the opportunity, you now have to put it into play that is advantageous for you. You have to execute upon that opportunity. You have to take advantage of the opportunity, or the opportunity will pass you by and you're back to challenges and changes. But by embracing the changes have now created an opportunity, you then continue what it is you do. You just simply put in the work, put the effort in, make it happen, capitalize on the opportunity. Sometimes you capitalize on the opportunity by doing additional work, sometimes by doing it faster or doing it in a different way, or being able to expand your market presence, how you sell things, where you sell things, who you sell to, who you transact with, who you partner with, etc. All these things are potential opportunities created by the change that came from the challenges. Capitalizing on it. If it needs more work, do the work. If it needs different people, add or subtract the people. If it needs investment, if in equipment, in space, in something else that facilitates, if it needs you to travel, if it needs you to open something virtually or brick and mortar, if it needs a different box, if it needs a different price point, whatever the opportunity needs for you to capitalize upon it, that's what you do. And it's very simple to say, should I or should I not? If you have identified the opportunity because you've overcome the challenges by making the changes, then you know how to capitalize upon that opportunity. If you don't know how to capitalize upon the opportunity, you have not been paying attention to the process. Work backwards to the original challenge. Understand what you changed to overcome that challenge. Then you will understand how to address the opportunity. When you address the opportunity, you have to capitalize upon it. You have to make it work for your advantage. And in this case, it's not about competing and taking away advantages from other people. It's not about beating other people. It's not about beating the competition. It's not about doing something that takes away or pushes back or pushes down someone else. It's about maximizing your potential, doing things the best way you can do them, based on what your business is and how your delivery system is and how you actually execute transactions. But now you have an opportunity you capitalize upon. You've created a potential for a transaction. You have to now complete that transaction. It's how business works, right? Money or something of value is offered for something of value, the exchange of ideas and goods, all of value, win-win scenarios. These are the transactions. These are the execution of the opportunity. If you capitalize on more opportunities than you miss, or if you create more opportunities than challenges, you're now growing your business, your brand, your career, yourself. You're adding to, because you have a better, bigger, more ways of doing business or pursuing the goals that you've set, because you've added to, because you've made these changes, because you've adapted, you've adopted, you have adjusted, and you have put into place the opportunity to do that. When you execute all of those steps, you have grown your potential. You have grown your business, you've grown your skill set, you've grown your tools, you've grown your brand. If you continue to grow whatever it is that is achieving success for you, you or your business, you are moving in the right direction. You are going to be profitable and you're going to be overall successful because you're growing. Growth moves you, your business, your brand in the right direction. Growth is the ultimate success chase. You ultimately want to always be growing. When you're not growing, you're stagnant or you're backsliding. Stagnation is okay in small spaces, and backsliding happens too. Don't get too hung up on the idea that every single day you need to be moving forward. That's a thought process. That's an attitude. That's the idea. There will be stagnation periods. There will be backslides. It happens again to everyone. It's not necessarily because you're a failure. It's because ebb and flow of business and the things that come around you and the time it takes sometimes to recognize challenges, make those changes, and move forward in a different or better way. That creates potential for stagnation or for backslides, going the wrong direction, however you want to describe it. It's okay if you recognize it's happening and then make the changes to move forward by overcoming the challenges. If you're continually moving forward, if you're continually growing, then the overall success is right there in front of you. It's completely manageable. If you're going the wrong direction, you're going away from success. So continually growing is moving you towards success. Growth is the right direction. Going the wrong direction is what you want to avoid. Even when it happens, you just try to make those periods, those time periods, what you lose in the process of stagnation or backsliding, as less effective to you overall as possible and move forward. This is also why I've said to you many times on this podcast, being profitable is not a bad thing. It's essential to being success. Whether it's being profitable because your business is selling and making a profit on the entire process, or you're receiving the paycheck that you deserve in your career, or whatever it is that you're trying to do where you're achieving your goals, plus that profitability allows, when you have stagnation and backslides, you can successfully mitigate them and move forward again because you essentially have money in the bank, because you have something to build upon to propel you back forward. That's why profit is essential. That's why profit is necessary. And without the ability to be profitable, you will ultimately have too many stagnation periods and downsides that can ultimately kill your business or your career. So by growing, by moving forward, you are creating profitability, which will allow you to survive the times that are less profitable, less beneficial, and allow you to understand how to overcome these challenges, reinvest in yourself, whether it's time, money, effort, or focus, and move forward by taking on the challenges, making the changes, creating opportunity, capitalizing upon that opportunity, using that success to grow yourself forward or your business. I hope that makes perfect sense to you. It does to me, but I hope I've explained it well. So please make a comment however you're listening to the podcast or on social media if I have not explained this very well. If you want more depth information about any of those stages being, of course, challenges, change, opportunity, success, growth. Those are the 5 challenges. Those are the 5 steps in your process you always want to continually address so that you can continually move forward and being ultimately successful. And it is continual. It does not ever stop. It happens all day, every day, in every aspect of your business, every aspect of your career. Sometimes they're very small, often very small. And so it's not something that is catastrophic. Occasionally, it's a big, huge thing. Sometimes you can't get the material you need because of supply chain issues. Sometimes you can't service your public because of COVID. Sometimes a competitor comes in and really does something that affects your business. Then you have to make big changes, but it's often small changes. But if you understand the process, if you have the mindset of continual improvement, continual growth, and embracing challenges and embracing the change that comes from the challenges, understanding that working through this process ultimately takes things that are negative, that challenge you, that hold you back, that seem like they're the wrong thing, and try to make them something that benefits you in the end if you understand this process and you have the attitude of continual growth. That's the podcast today. So 2022, don't look at it as a glass half full. 2022, look at it as one of those big walls on a tap room full of taps with kegs behind them, tons of opportunity, tons of potential. Success is everywhere and success is every day because opportunities are everywhere and opportunities happen every day because challenges are everywhere and challenges happen to everyone every day. Your reaction and process of those challenges will ultimately dictate whether you are successful or not. It's completely up to you. Keep the attitude right, put the effort in, move yourself forward, grow yourself and your business, and you'll ultimately end up right where you want to be or even better. So I hope that was inspirational for you today, motivational for you. I hope this is a great way to start your 2022. If things are going great for you, fantastic. Keep doing it. If things have been a challenge for you the last year or two, use these ideas, adapt your attitude, and move forward in a better way. You have no other option except to move forward. So let's do it in a great way. Also, want a big shout out today. Started the new year with a project I just completed at the end of 2021 with my girl, Ronna Purnell. We just finished the book project, the Unspoken Woman book project. I want to give you, Ronna, a special shout out today on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. I know you listen each and every week. This is going to be a surprise for you to hear your name and talk about this project. I want you guys to go to unspokenwoman.com. Check out the book. That's all of the art that Ronna makes. Amazing art, an amazing book. Collecting it together. You can buy it online directly from Ronna. Support a local artist. Support an artist who's doing something interesting and who took a chance on herself, invested in herself, building a career for herself, doing it her way, with her rules, on her terms. I'm super impressed with you, my sister. I'm super happy to be part of that project, and I can't wait to see what happens to that project moving forward in 2022. So I'm starting 2022 with a shout out and a congratulations to my girl, Ronna Purnell, on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. So make sure you listen to the podcast each and every week on wherever you find great podcasts. Apple Podcast, Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Podchaser, Podlink, Listen Notes, anywhere you find great podcasts, and the YouTube videos as well. Make sure you check out the Saturday Morning Hustle swag store as well, SaturdayMorningHustle.com. All past episodes, all past social media, and the Saturday Morning Hustle swag, like the t-shirt I'm wearing today. I got the long sleeve black t-shirt going on. It is cold outside. It is finally winter, but having the right swag will help you out. So check out the swag. Check out the previous episodes of the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and absolutely ask questions if there's something I didn't cover in this or any other past episodes on the Saturday Morning Hustle. I'm telling you right now, 2022 is our year. Everyone, all of us listening, I'm committed very much to doing this podcast each and every Saturday in 2022 again, because you guys continually support me and motivate me as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it so much. Get back to your New Year Day activity. Everyone be safe, and I'll see you again next Saturday.
Saturday Morning Hustle. Saturday Morning Hustle. Saturday Morning Hustle. Wake up and keep chasing your dreams.